manage and see how best we can solve the issue. But you know, most of our people, they do sell along the drainage.
Okay.
And then there are some people too who buy and sell their scarves along the big gutter.
Yeah.
So, fortunately, unfortunately, when they didn't fall, they just pick everything away. And even people's cars were there. So, and then the way and manner.
So, now you are talking about specifically the main drains that we know of.
Okay. Yes, at Nima.
Okay.
That's Nima, Kusuntulai, what we call Berlin Bridge and Magnaza Bridge. Yeah. So, from there, I went around looking to see how best we can judge. So, unfortunately, I saw my colleague too over there. I said, then that was good. Okay. So, we joined hands together to move. So, you know, waterway, if we try to close waterway or even give him the way to pass, by all means it will bounce back. And then where the rain itself ends at Accra, I think that's Odona. Odona is the main problem too, because there are these things inside garbages and then sand. They're going to have to do something to it.
That's with distilled.
To distilled. God so good, let me come back. God so good, I decided in my area. If not because of that,
should have been worse.
It has been worse. I'm having the pictures here. Yeah, I decided everything before the reinforced. Even those along the place that I decided assembly. Thank you. I said, no, don't thank me. It's the work of the assembly. They are those who gave me some small money to go and help you people. And life, not because of that, it has been waste.
Let me go to Mohammed. Mohammed, what about your area?
Well, thank you very much for this special initiative, this program. And I was overwhelmed when I see my senior brother here, because my electoral area and his electoral area is just twin electoral areas. We are only separated by the big drain, the Nima big drain. I'm on the left and he's on the right. Well, on that day I was with him since morning, so everything was settled down. Well, it seems like our people are finding it difficult to understand what environment is. When we say environment, it is what one's physical surroundings. We need to give respect to our environment. When you respect your environment, that will lead you to what? To make sure you manage your environment very well. But what is that we don't know how to manage our environment. We know as for flood, it is by nature. But then there are certain principles that can be controlled. For instance, the aspect of waste. We must make sure that we know how to dispose waste. But you go to our various Zongo communities, we're having a major challenge on what? Disposal of waste. They think the appropriate place to dispose waste is what? In the drain.
Don't you also provide them with the
bin?
The bin.
Some are having. I remember 4 years ago there was a program by Zoom Lion that one household, one bin. In my area, some procured the dustbin. But some were saying they will not procure the dustbin. Some were saying it was expensive. I don't know, but much has to be with education. Education. And I also like to plead with our chiefs and our religious leaders in their community. They shouldn't leave the job to only we the assembly members. We assembly members have been taken for granted. Excuse my language. If you have been elected as an assembly member, they see you as what? A baller man. Why am I saying that? The local governance is not close to the people. They must understand that as an assembly member, your responsibility is not to remove waste from the gutter. Yours is to coordinate with your electorate to come together and work in the drains. But they have taken that responsibility onto us that so far as we have been voted to power, it is our mandatory duty to do that job.
But as a leader, I don't think it's up to you to be able to organize them.
That's what I'm saying. Our job is to coordinate. If you look at our standing orders, as the assembly member of the area, yours is to coordinate the people. For instance, if there is going to be a cleanup exercise in my electoral area, I have to go to the assembly and make sure that all the logistics are available for me to organize my people at least in a week time.
But how often do you do that?
I do that twice in a month. So in my electoral area, I didn't have a problem of waste. The only problem I had was the high volume of the water. That was the problem.
But the drainage system is too small.
Yeah. Basically, there are drains that are very small.
Okay.
If you look at the climate change, now the climate change, we can all testify to it. So the drains that we are having, some are about 20 years now, some are 30 years. So imagine 20 years back, the volume of rain as compared to 2020 is not the same. Now it's very huge. So there are drains that need to be enlarged. There are drains that need to be reconstructed. There are places that need new drain, basically new drains. There are drains that need to be desilted, like what my senior honorable said. He desilted his area before this rain came in. So if all the various electoral areas were being desilted before this, at least the percentage will have been minimized. I remember I'm also facing a similar change just in front of my house, in which I'm planning to desilt tomorrow. Because I realized that after the last rain, the water overflowed. So after my innovation, I saw that no, I have to drain this drain. The sand is too much. So because of the huge amount of sand in the drain, when it rains, the volume of the water is more than the drain, so it overlaps onto the street. And you know how we normally build in our various zongos. Our buildings are just closer to the drain. And when the municipal assembly give me a directive, they don't follow. For instance, there is a gap you have to leave from the drain to your building, which is about 8 or 7 feet.